Good morning. We need a disclaimer on today's topic, and that is we're talking about mental health. I am not a doctor at all. I'm not telling you what to do. And if you, like me, have had highs and lows with your mental health, I'm sending you a massive hug and reminding you you're not alone. And today, I would literally be so sad if someone used what we're going to talk about today as a way to beat themselves up. Not my intent at all. My intent is to share some things that I've learned on my journey of having the best, brightest mental health outlook I can have. So, very first thing is trigger warning. Trigger warning. If you get triggered and you don't have support, get off. Take care of yourself. It's not the time to listen to it. Let's be really clear on that. Do what is good for you. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I want you to understand that light signals neurotransmitters. When I say neurotransmitters, it's a super high tide today. That ocean's loud. I hope the volume and the sound is okay. Light signals neurotransmitters. Write that down, stamp it. Light signals neurotransmitters. So, neurotransmitters being serotonin, melatonin, and dopamine. And so, when we have light and we see light, it hits our pineal, and that activates. Neurotransmitters are activated by light. Now, there's so much more involved in creating a strong foundation for mental health. But, that first movie I ever saw was with my sister. She took me on a bus across town in Fresno, California to see Sound of Music. And that song? I won't sing it because I can't sing. I'm an appreciator of beautiful singing voices, but it's let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. You know that song? So think of that when we're talking about building a strong foundation for mental health, because light triggers neurotransmitters. Light through our eyes hits our pineal. And here's a problem and a crack in our foundation. And please know, I recognize that I'm on my phone right now. I probably will never do another early morning sequence like this. I'll do, excuse me, hoping you caught some waves instead of my cough. So I definitely will do things again. I won't do it in the early morning to protect myself and build my neurotransmitters, because when we pick up that phone immediately, and raise your hand if you've done it, I'm raising mine, mine's up. We pick up that phone, that synthetic blue light stops neurotransmitters. And there's some really interesting studies coming out that it can take between 2 to 4 hours to recoup. 2 to 4 hours. So if you wake up, roll over and grab your phone and check social media, check your emails, you are changing how your pineal works for the day, the entire day. Pineal is the sunshine gland in your body. It spreads sunshine throughout your body, and you are decreasing its ability to do that for you. if you grab your phone and pick it up. Now, there are ways to mitigate that. I know my iPhone has a safety mode on it, but it doesn't completely take care of it. Like, it's just like a little teeny bit. You can put True Dark glasses on. I will have team link those glasses. I think they're the best ones, and I've probably purchased over 20 pair. True Dark glasses will help mitigate that blue light, because maybe you have to. I want you to think though, do you have to? Do you really? Do you have to wake up and grab your phone? Do you? Or is it just a habit? Do you see how a habit can walk you away from help? A habit. We need to evaluate our habits. And if you're waking up and grabbing that phone, what can we do differently? So I was in a really bad habit grabbing my phone. And one of the things that I did differently is when I use an alarm clock, I don't always, sometimes I do, because the stronger your circadian rhythm, you wake up when you need to. You can set your own internal alarm. But I do use one sometimes. And so when I do, I have an alarm clock that wakes me up to light, not blaring. I do much better with that. And it means my phone is charging in another room, because I was using my phone for my alarm clock, and then I'd see my phone, and then I had the habit of just picking it up, checking emails, starting my day. That's not a powerful way to start your day. So let's say it one more time together. Light, good morning. Oh, everyone can sing. Just so you're right. Oh, Sherry, I love that. I can sing. Might make some people cringe, but I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's say it again together. Light signals neurotransmitter. Light signals neurotransmitters. Your melatonin, how you sleep, your serotonin, your mood, your dopamine, your follow through. Light sets the tone for all of that. I don't know if you've been watching the Olympics. Has anyone been watching the Olympics? Did you see what Simone Biles just did? I am in awe of her. And oh, like amazing. At the peak of everything she's been focused on, everything she's trained for, she took a mental health break. She has not let America down. Oh my gosh, have you read some of those comments? How harsh they are? She's not let America down. She's taking care of herself. She's taking a mental health break. We all need mental health breaks. All of us need mental health breaks. So I am someone that has experienced what I call deep hole depression, when everything is black and it feels like there is no light or no oxygen. And to make it through those times, I've utilized a lot of different tools. And I want to share with you some of the most powerful ones in hopes that they might help you. Now, that being said, when I say, oh, walking in sunlight helps depression, right? It does. That's truth. But if you were to say that to me when I was in that vortex of blackness with no oxygen, it would just feel heavier, and I would experience more guilt and shame because, oh, and I debated whether to even talk about this. Okay, because those people around me have walked it and carried it with me. And my children, I'm sorry. Oh, My children shouldn't have had to have done that. They did, and I'm grateful. But if you say that to someone who is in that place, do you see how that just compounds where they're at? Just, it sounds like you're trivializing it. So please don't do that. Don't do that to other people, and don't do it to yourself. Ooh. Oh, this video might get deleted. Please don't do that. Now, it is a true principle, but saying that to someone who has lost that perspective for the moment is not helpful to them. So, finding your why in the up times. Why do you want to be a person connected to hope and to light? For me, it's my kids, my husband, and my grandkids. That's my why. I want to show up as the best version of me for them. I don't want them to have to hold it. That's what pushes me forward. Now, that's my why. Here's a principle. You need to find your why. And your why needs to drive you to action, even on the hard days. Even on the days that you don't want to do it. Even on the days you don't feel like you have time. Even on the days it feels too expensive. Even on the days that you're too tired. You have to, not have to, I think it's crucial that you find your why that motivates you to action. Those faces motivate me. My desire to make a difference is what drives me to do what I do. Oh. So, knowing your why, principle number one. Another thing, and I don't say this to beat people up, I say this to get you thinking. So, a lot of people have private messaged me or whispered in my ear, Kristen, I want to live the good life naturally, but I'm on antidepressants. And they say it with incredible shame and incredible sadness and guilt. Let's get clear right now. If you have found something that helps you, why would we whisper about it? And why would we experience shame or guilt? And if it's an antidepressant that has helped you, so what? We're focused on light, which benefits our liver. The thing that I think needs to happen and the change of mindset is, let's say you do find one that helps you. While you're using it, work on your patterns, habits, and systems to get to the point you don't need that. But how helpful is that to your patterns, habits, systems, and beliefs if every time you take that pill, you experience shame and guilt? That's not helpful. That doesn't lift you. That doesn't connect you to light. That connects you to more shame and guilt and makes you a high magnesium burn rate person. And it's like you're saying one thing and doing another thing. If I could find an antidepressant that would make a difference for my family and what they've had to carry for me, you bet I would be all over that. I would. And if you want to unfollow me, that is fine. Unfollow me. If you want to be so natural, you will turn away help. It probably means you haven't lived in that black, dark hole. Leave no stone unturned. While you're utilizing that stone, focus on building your habits, patterns, beliefs, and systems. Because the stronger you get those, the less you experience depression. Now, I am not saying And in that statement, I did not say everyone can heal their depression and or anxiety. I did not say that. I am someone who has not healed it completely. Here's the thing I do. I work on it every single day, every single day. And in the good days, I collect as much light as I can and I focus on tools, systems, and habits. So when that bad day comes, I'm ready. I am ready for it. So please rethink if you're utilizing a pharmaceutical, rethink. Don't allow other people to shame you. Don't don't think you're not doing it good enough. Focus while it's benefiting you, focus on systems, beliefs, habits, and patterns and get more light. Get more light, just like we're doing right now. Even though technically I can't even see the sky right now. But I'm still out here because I know that that light is there and it is hitting my pineal. And when it hits my pineal, it activates neurotransmitters. And that is a powerful way to build your neurotransmitters. Light activates neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters being melatonin, serotonin, and dopamine. Light activates those. And we've talked about the blue light from our phones. That synthetic blue light, think of it like sugar for your brain. It tells your body to put weight on. It tells your body to be hungry and crave things. It tells your body to be stressed. So would you be willing to rethink your morning habits? Now, typically, not this last 30 days that you and I have been hanging out with each other, but typically I don't grab my phone for a minimum of 2 hours from when I wake up because I want natural sunlight setting my pineal function, increasing my neurotransmitters. That's what I want happening in my body. So I don't know what works for you. I don't know what job you have, but I want you consciously looking at where can I apply this? And Tara in Course 7 is so good at this. She has some very specific demands on her time, and she doesn't beat herself up that she can't do it exactly. She adjusts what she learns in Course 7 and makes it work for her. During the week, she cannot get up in the morning light and walk. She can on the weekends with her job, and she celebrates that. Speaking of Course 7, today we put the banner up last night, so it would be up early this morning. Today is the last day to join Course 7. We have 40 spots. It's never filled this fast. And it'll close tonight no matter what happens. But it will also close when those 40 spots fill, and we're almost there. We're like just a few away from those 40 spots. And so if you're interested in building a strong foundation, adding tools to your tool belt, making sure you have accountability, getting back on track for that first call, the beginning of every month, realigning what you're working on, what your purpose is. If you're interested in that, I would love to have you join Course 7. It doesn't open very often. And the reason that I limited it to 40 people is I don't want this program of thousands and thousands of women I don't even know. I want a program that's very connected, that I know your face, I know your name, I'm aware of your struggles. And so to do that, I'll meet with each one of you. And once you sign up, you get an email that you set up that appointment with me. And so 40 appointments. And so that's why I limited it to 40. And it will take me about 3 months to get through those 40 appointments. So that's why it's limited to 40. I've gotten some kind of snarky emails about that, saying, oh, you're just using that as a ploy to create scarcity. And it's just not true. So that's why I limit it to 40 people, and we're almost there. And building a strong foundation, not chasing symptoms, understanding what your body is telling you. So, for example, some women experience cyclical depression, and it has to do with their hormones. And so understanding your temperature and what's happening with your temperature can help us take better action to align what you're focused on with what your goals are. That's the kind of stuff we do in Core 7. It's a monthly call. It's a monthly Q&A. I want time to think about the Q&A. I just don't want it to be off the cuff. So you enter your question in a Google Doc, and then I hop on. So that way also, even if you can't be there for the Q&A, you can still get that question answered to the best of my ability. Always remembering I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing with you my perspective. So the cost is $25 a month. You can cancel. The day you cancel is the day you lose access to everything. We have 5-day challenges every month. We have a discount code for you every single month, so you never pay full price for anything. We have group buys. Usually those group buys, about probably 98% of them are only for Core 7 people. And that's when you're able to buy product at cost. And I think just the group buys would save you the $25 a month. So anyway, that's Core 7. If you'd like to be a part of that, I would love for you to be a part of that. And we build a tool belt and we add tools. And you might not need that tool that very day, but that tool might come in handy later for you or for someone you love. All the years that I have done things to build my gut and gone to psychiatrists and psychologists, all the people that I've ever worked with, naturopaths, functional medicine doctors, so many different types of people, I did not understand the connection between sunshine and my gut health and my depression. So let's make sure you're really clear on that. Sunshine increases your active vitamin D if you have enough magnesium. If you have enough magnesium, because you have to have magnesium to convert it from stored vitamin D to active vitamin D. When that happens and you get your stored vitamin D and your active vitamin D in the proper balance, you have vitamin D receptors in your gut. Those vitamin D receptors in your gut strengthen your gut function. Strengthens. That's how you heal your gut. It's free. You don't have to buy a bunch of supplements and do a bunch of things. You focus on getting your active and your stored vitamin D balanced in the proper ratio. And that is what heals and seals your gut. Now, if you're a cortisol junkie and you've learned how to live off of stress, you've got to change some habits. You've got to bring that cortisol down. Health is not created in a cortisol addicted body. Repeat that one 3 times. And when you recognize, oh, there's a jellyfish. We've got these lavender. I think it's a jellyfish. I'm not sure. Let's see. Somebody who knows marine life. I think that's a jellyfish. They're everywhere today. But your health is not activated in a cortisol addicted body. And here's a little tip. If you've ever said these words, I've tried everything to get healthy. You probably have a cortisol addiction. Because if you're applying basic sound principles and you're not experiencing moving forward, cortisol is holding you back. And cortisol, we get a payoff. I was talking yesterday to a daughter, and her comment was, why do I keep doing that? I know I want something different. And so my question was, where is it paying you off? Somewhere you're getting a payoff to continue doing that. And so once you determine what the payoff is, then you can go for the bigger goal. So the payoff of being a cortisol addict is it numbs you. It helps you not have to deal with the emotions at hand, shame and guilt, anger. It gives you energy to get through your day, and it it opens up your frontal lobe. And so because of that, it's giving you little payoffs. But you have to recognize none of those are worth it because it's walking you away from optimal health. So that's how you heal and seal your gut. It's not a ton of supplements. It's not a program. It's not eating certain things. It's focusing on your vitamin D levels and making sure that active and stored, and that you've got enough magnesium to convert those two things. And as you heal and seal your gut, because of those vitamin D receptors, as you get the morning sun hitting that pineal, you slowly, gradually experience a lift. Now, some people can do that and completely walk away from any signs of depression. That hasn't been my experience. I'm okay with the fact I know it's going to roll around again. I know it will hit me again, and I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to actively push it away. And in embracing it, through the concept of embracing it, it actually happens less to me now. And we've talked before about building a board of directors. I have people on my board of directors that I actively talk with, and they're aware, and they help me pick up on those little signs that it's coming. There's a couple little things that I do, and they're unique to me as they will be unique to you if you are someone that wants to lift your mental health. And so you need someone on your board of directors that will help you to say, hey, I'm here. Don't buy into the lie. You're not alone. Because that lack of neurotransmitters, we start believing this big, fat, hairy lie that nobody cares, nobody notices, and it doesn't matter anymore. And that's a lie. That's because of low neurotransmitter activity. How do we increase neurotransmitter activity? We get outside, excuse me, in the sunshine. And we've talked in the previous videos also about this next one. Sugar is the anti-nutrient. You can't expect to heal and seal your gut if you're eating mass amounts of sugar. And if you are, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just lower your expectations for what you can create when it comes to optimal mood. And so for a lot of people, is what happens when I say that is they're like, no, that's not acceptable. I don't want to lower my expectations. Okay, if you don't want to lower your expectations, you have to take some different actions. What will that be? What will that action be for you? I think it's so important to talk about mental health, to not hide it behind this big veil of secrecy, of shame and guilt. I used to. Oh, did I hide it? I didn't want anyone to know because I didn't want anyone to look at me like I was broken. It's part of the journey. It's just part of it. And here's the thing, I have met some amazing people and I've learned some incredible tools in on my journey that have helped me, and hopefully they've helped you. And guess where those have stemmed from? Black hole, hopeless, no light holes. So there's been some good that's come from it, and I'm grateful for the good that's come from it. Now, maybe you've never experienced depression or anxiety, but you have someone in your life that does. Can I just offer you some advice? They're giving you a gift. They are, if you'll see it. And here's the gift. They're teaching you how to love unconditionally. Don't love with an agenda to make them better. Don't love with an agenda to pull them out of it. Don't love with an agenda to fix them. That's about you, not them. Just love them. Love them. Just love them. Don't try to change them. It's not your job to change them. Love them right where they're at. They're hanging out in their closet because it feels so overwhelming. Sit with them if they're okay with it and just love them. They're giving you a gift of being a better person and loving with less judgment. So, for those of you like me, that it happens, we're buddies. We're pinky buddies. That's the best kind of buddy. You and I have got this. We'll just keep taking it one step at a time, and we will never give up. Ever. Ever. Because here's what that black hole depression has helped me to do, because there has been some benefit. That black hole depression has helped me appreciate things at a deeper level. I appreciate the connection with you because I felt it on this 30 days of walking together. And that's not something I take for granted. I love the fact that you and I have connected. And that's a gift, to connect with another human being. That they open their heart and you open their heart and your neurons wrap around each other. That's a gift. And I appreciate that deeply, because when I'm in that hole, I don't feel connection to anything. So there are things it's taught me, and I can choose, you just like you can choose where to put your energy. Are we going to put it on the fact it's probably going to happen again? Or am I going to put it on building and collecting connections, so that the next time it does happen, the dips aren't quite as low? It's another reason I'm so passionate, and why in August in the evening we're going to focus on a 30-day challenge, because glutamates aggravate depression. And if your vitamin D is low, you had to have dropped your magnesium. And when your magnesium is low, it can't clean up the glutamate receptors in your brain. And we've got to get those clean. Clean glutamate receptors is a happier day. So that magnesium becomes not a fix-all. I can't tell you how many emails I get that say, Kristen, I heard you talk about depression. I have it too. I soaked for 3 days. It's not gone. I never said it would be, ever. I've never said that. It would be so disrespectful to those people who are fighting the good fight and not giving up and taking one step at a time. I've never said that. It has helped me manage my symptoms. And to those women in Core 7, I adore you. You are a part of my board of directors. Those connections are precious to me. And I would love for you to join Core 7 if it's a good fit for you. If it's not, just take the Walk With Me series and pass on the Core 7. Today is the last day. And I don't think it will last until tonight. I think we'll hit the 40 before the deadline hits tonight. And I want to be able to see your face. I want to connect a name with your face, and I want to know what your laugh sounds like. I want to connect with that because I'm a laugh collector. I love to think about those laughs. So if that's a good fit for you, I think Shelly is leaving. I think I've seen a couple. Shelly's already on this. My goodness. And can I just do a shout out to Shelly, please? If you've gotten any benefit from the Walk With Me series, it's because I have strong, amazing women around me. And one of those strong, amazing hearts is Shelly. I could not do what I do without Shelly. She thinks of things I need to be doing before I even notice it. And yesterday, you know what she said to me? She said, Kristen, what can I do to help make your day easier? Because she knew it was a super busy day, kind of unrealistic, kind of busy. So thank you, Shelly. Thank you for everything you do to support and manage all those little tiny details behind the scenes. I want to shout out another person, Team Good Life at the warehouse. They are a cohesive team. We keep our team small, specifically for the reason to keep the cost of magnesium down. And they have to be efficient, and they have to work together. And they're this little family unit. And it's incredible to watch them. My oldest daughter, Megan, runs that team. And it is just in her wheelhouse to make sure that needs are met, schedules are met, so that everything happens at Living the Good Life Naturally. And without Megan doing what she does, Shelly doing what she does, I wouldn't be able to spend as much time as I have had to spend on this Walk With Me series. And I hope that it's helped you and lifted you, given you some things to think about. And I'm walking by another jellyfish. If somebody knows what that purple thing is, please tell me. One of the things I do on my walk is I want to be aware of the nature around me. And so I like learning the names of things. I'll move it over here. Those waves are loud. I love to learn the names of things. Like that bird right there I've learned is a plover. Not the long-beaked bird that I used to call it. So if you're walking the walk with me, I'm so glad to have you here. Our magnesium challenge is going to be very different from the Walk With Me series. Some of them will only be 2 minutes long. It will be one, our lives are so busy. We don't always have 30 and 45 minutes to listen to me yap. And so the magnesium will be very short and to the point. I'm determined I can do that. They'll be very short and to the point. How to find a magnesium bowl. What are your options? And then we talk about those. How long do you soak? Will be another day. And then we'll talk about that. So it'll be a very different kind of series. My goal is to help you after we get the beginning set up of what you need and how to do it. We'll touch on a different topic every day and how magnesium benefits. And those will be a little bit longer, but again, shorter and more concise. So as we come to the end of our time together, what was most helpful for you today? What bit of information did you go, oh, I just connected to that? Share with me. What helped you the most? What was the most powerful thing that you heard, connected to, thought of yourself? Share that with me. I love to know. And as we come to the end of our time, I want to share with you some gratitude breathing, because tomorrow is our last day of the Walk With Me series. And I have such deep, incredible gratitude for those of you that have shown up and commented and shared. I'm just incredibly grateful, and I've loved being connected with you. And there's a little bit of, it's coming to an end. And I'm excited to do another one at a different time. It probably won't be in the morning, but we'll do this again sometime, maybe in 2022. So, gratitude breathing. Remember, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. Match that breathing. Hopefully, it's kind of windy today, and sometimes when it's windy, you can't hear the different sounds of the ocean. But I want you to match your breath to the waves. And today, let's do gratitude breathing. And gratitude breathing, first, let me ask you, where do you experience gratitude? For me, it's in my heart. That's where I experience gratitude. I want you to name right now, throw it up in the comments. Where do you experience gratitude? Is it in your belly? Is it in your hands? I had one lady in her feet. Where do you experience gratitude? And then is what I want you to do for the next minute. I just want you to breathe and focus in your body where you experience gratitude and enlarge it for those things that you're grateful for. So while you and I are breathing, I'm going to be thinking of you and really expanding that feeling and that experience of gratitude. And while we do that together, guess what happens? Your cortisol goes down. Gratitude slays cortisol. It's so incredible that simply thinking about something, that's how powerful we are. We can think about something and change the chemistry in our body. So, are you ready? Gratitude breathing. Ready? Let's see, look at the time. Go. Oh, what were you grateful for? I just thought of you and walking with you and connecting almost every morning. Not perfectly, but almost every morning we've walked and we've connected. And that's what I focused on increasing. And that's how you get rid of cortisol. Actively leaning in and enlarging your experience of gratitude. It is the most powerful emotion to put you in a different lane for creating help. Actively practice it throughout the entire day. I have a timer that goes off every hour, and that timer just reminds me, take a moment and increase your gratitude. And I breathe and I have gratitude for what happened the previous hour. And then at the very end, I have gratitude for going forward into the next hour. And it makes the hugest difference in my day. Love being with you. And I can't wait to go back and read through the comments and think about you and connect with you. And I think I messed up. I'm not even sure what today is. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. If it's Wednesday, I messed up. Friday's our last day. If it's Thursday, I was right. And tomorrow's our last day. But I think it might be Wednesday. It's been a busy week. So if it's Wednesday, we've still got 2 more days. And I think we do have 2 more days. I think it might be Wednesday. But Friday will be our last day with the Walk With Me series. And remember, they will slowly start coming down. And so if you've wanted to go back and listen to those, please do it now. Love being with you today. Have a day filled with deep breathing and beautiful gratitude and lovely connections. Bye-bye.